Someone slipped a note under my door saying, "Don't trust him." It was 9:13 p.m. and I remember because I checked the time and thought it was far too late for strange things to start happening. The paper was plain white, bent at one corner, the words printed in thick, careful block letters, like someone trying very hard not to show how they really wrote. I froze where I stood and listened to the hallway. The light outside my apartment buzzed faintly, its flicker stretching shadows across the floor. When I pressed my eye to the peephole, the old glass warped the hallway into the shape of a fishbowl. No one was there, only Mrs. Klein's closed door across from mine with her doormat that said home in bright blue letters, too cheerful for the moment, tightening around my chest. I locked my door, deadbolt, knob, chain, more from habit than fear, or so I told myself. The radiator hissed in a tired old rhythm, heating my cramped apartment that always smelled faintly of lemon cleaner and dust when the heat kicked on. The kitchen, narrow enough to cross in 3 steps, held my grocery list on the counter with only 3 items: milk, soap, batteries. I tried not to think too hard about the note as I texted my friend. "Got a creepy note." She replied with a skull emoji, then another message asking if I was okay and whether I should call the super. Before I could answer, a soft knock sounded, slow, almost thoughtful. I looked through the peephole again. A man stood too close to my door, so close I could only see part of his cheek and the brim of a hat. "Building," he said, in a low, breathy voice. "Got a report about a leak on this floor. Need to check your radiator." The dryness in my mouth felt thick. "My radiator?" I asked. "If it blows, you'll be the one calling me," he said. The tone almost a joke, but without any hint of humor. Then, another slip of paper pushed under my door, brushing my bare toe. It made me jump. Same paper, same writing. "Don't trust him." My chest tightened to a fist. I held the note by its corner. "Can you show ID?" I asked. "Can't get it up to the peephole," he replied. "It's on a lanyard. Look, if you don't want heat." I didn't let him finish. I texted the super. "Are you at my door?" The 3 dots pulsed, disappeared, then returned. "No," he wrote. "I'm home." "Why?" I whispered through the door. "I think someone is pretending to be you." Outside, footsteps moved away. I watched the empty hallway through the peephole until nothing shifted in the distorted glass. My phone buzzed again. Call 911. Lock everything. I was already locked. I dialed. The operator's voice was calm as she told me to stay on the line. "Keep the chain on. Breathe." The building groaned in its usual way, but tonight every sound felt inflated. The click of the refrigerator, the hum of the radiator, even my own breath. I stared at the 2 notes. They smelled faintly of lemon, the same as my counters. I told myself it meant nothing. Everyone used similar cleaners. Then another knock came, gentle, like a spoon tapping a glass. "Mom," a new voice called. "It's the police." He said my name correctly, said the super reported a suspicious person. His voice was steady, and when he stepped back, I could see more through the peephole. The uniform, the badge, the partner standing a few steps behind. I almost unlocked the chain until another note slid under my door. I felt it before I saw it. Clean white, fresh ink. "Don't trust him." "Everything okay?" the officer asked. I told him what the note said. He paused, then chose his words carefully, assuring me they were there to help. "Is anyone else in the apartment?" he asked. Silence followed, and then the apartment answered for me. A soft sound from the back room. Not a footstep, not a knock, a dragging sound, cloth on wood, slow and patient. My head turned involuntarily. The sound came from my bedroom closet. The old door there sticks, unless you pull it just right. A thin, uneven line of darkness showed beneath it. "Hello," I called softly, the words slipping out before I could swallow it back. The line of darkness didn't move, but the air in the room cooled in a way unrelated to temperature. The new note trembled in my hand. I noticed the top edge was fuzzy, as if torn from a paper pad, just like my grocery pad on the counter. I walked to the kitchen and stared at the pad. 3 pages left, the top page torn, ragged, my pen missing. "How many people are there with you?" the officer asked, closer now. "I think..." My throat tightened. I forced the words out. "I think someone is inside." The calm drained from his voice. "Step away from the door. Don't talk to anyone else. We're coming in. When I say, take off the chain, then move behind the couch." My hand shook as I nodded. I set the notes on the table. That lemon smell hit again. Not from the paper. My fingertips were damp with it. The bottle on the counter had a new smudge on its side. Not mine. The closet dragged again. Something lightly pushed at the wood, testing it. The line of dark thinned, then widened again, like breath. "Ready?" the officer asked. "Yes," I whispered. "Yes. On 3. 1, 2, 3. I slipped off the chain. The door burst open. The officers moved fast, but not the way people on TV do. They moved quietly, purposefully, like they didn't want to disturb whatever they expected to find. I stepped into the hallway as they swept inside. Cold, dusty air filled my lungs. Mrs. Klein peeked from behind her door. "You okay?" she asked. I nodded, even though I wasn't. Inside, one officer approached the closet. "Sir," he said, voice tense. The knob rattled before he touched it. The door flung open. A small, thin man slid out, a dark hoodie clinging to his frame, his body folding low like a spider flattening to squeeze into shadows. He didn't rush at the officer. He rushed toward the couch, toward the gaps, looking for the corners and blind spots. He glanced at me. His eyes were not violent. They were calculating. The officer caught his arm. The man collapsed on purpose, going boneless, slipping across my floor. The radio chimed sharply as they hit the ground. After that, everything blurred. Shouts, hands, the closet door smacking the wall. The man never screamed, never fought, only breathed. When they finally had him upright, dust coated his hoodie. His cuff was stained with lemon. In his pocket, they found my missing pen. In the other, a tiny pad of white paper with pages torn out. On the top sheet, D-O-N, written in those same slow block letters. "Do you know him?" they asked. I shook my head too fast. The man closed his eyes, like he was remembering something, or waiting to. The super arrived, flustered and sweating, repeatedly muttering, "Oh my God." Mrs. Klein mumbled about better locks. I stared at the notes. "Don't trust him. Don't trust him. Don't trust him." Which him? The man at the door? The man in the closet? The man telling me not to trust the other? The words offered no answers. They took statements. They took the man. They told me to call the landlord, change the locks, change the windows, change my life. One officer gave me his card and said I'd done the right thing. That night, I slept at my friend Jules's place, the TV glowing. Every sound meant something. Pipes whispering, trucks exhaling, the building dreaming in creaks. At 3:11 a.m., my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. A photo of my door back home. The chain dangling loose. No message. No name. We moved me out the next day in a hurried, sloppy rush. I left the lemon cleaner. I left the grocery list. I took the keys, the buzzing light memory, and the line of dark beneath the closet door inside my head. My new place is brighter, newer, louder. But the first night, sleep refused to come. I checked the door again and again, added a chair, added a second lock, whispered that I was safe. Around midnight, I heard a soft scrape. When I looked down, a small white rectangle slid slowly under the door. For a moment, I thought maybe it was an old one, lost in the move. But the edges were crisp, the ink fresh, the block letters calm and deliberate. Don't trust him. No signature, no context, just that cold message, unchanged no matter where I lived. I waited a long time before putting my face to the floor to look under the door. I waited until the hallway fell silent, until my eyes stung. Then I lowered my cheek to the wood. On the other side, there were no shoes, no legs, nothing human at all. Only a shifting line of darkness, widening, then narrowing, like something patiently, quietly breathing. Subscribe to the channel for more true horror stories, terrifying encounters, and midnight mysteries. Don't miss what comes next.